texting your friends while driving and crashed your car. Good idea, a nice hot cup of coffee. Bad idea, spilling hot coffee in the car. Distracted driving is one of the leading causes of car crashes. So pay attention and just drive, because distracted driving is never a good idea. A message from WYDOT.
Back to the pregame show on Rustler Radio, brought to you by the Governor's Council on Impaired Driving, reminding you that buzz driving is drunk driving.
Resuming conversations with our head coach, Starshea Gallard, and it's been 4 games, I think, since we've gotten to see you at home, and unfortunately, things haven't gone the way you would like them to go, I guess, but got to get us the synopsis and catch us up since we've last seen your team.
Yeah, so the girls are really excited for tonight, for Pink Night, and just to come out with positive attitudes, playing hard, playing well as a team. As I said before, we've done a lot of team building, kind of trying to change our minds and stay positive after some hard losses. So yeah, they've been training hard and they're prepared mentally. Families are coming, fans are coming, so we're excited.
4 games left in the regular season, 3 of which are at home, and I think no more so important than the home court when kind of you're battling for your playoff season a little bit in the realm of that too.
Yeah, we are definitely. This season can go right or left, so we're all very aware of that. But at the same time, we're focusing on playing well in system as a team, and yeah.
Northwest, a team that attack-wise looks very balanced. I think 4 girls with almost the same amount of kills on their team, and they've got a very good libero, it looks like, that digs pretty much everything up. What do we know about this team from seeing them the first time around? What do you have to do tonight to be effective against the Trappers?
Yeah, so they have one pretty strong hitter, number 15. They're outside, and their middles run these high 2s. They set really high balls, and it's just a different system than we're used to seeing at the college level, compared to some quick tempos in the middle. And so, but because they're able to do that, they swing deep cross, and we're just aware of where they swing, where they play, and we're going to strategize some things. We've changed our defense on the left side so that we can be able to get some more tips over the block, and we've been training more and tipping as a team, and again, we're just going to stick to our system, and we're excited.
Getting healthier, I hope. I know the midway season you kind of were down 3 middles at one point. How healthy are we right now?
Yeah, we're pretty healthy. We still just have our 2 girls that are on medical red shirt for the season. So we have adapted. We have 14 strong girls, and we're ready. We have like 5 middles. So.
The question I asked you earlier in the week, and I asked this earlier in the season, is this a must-win game at one point? And you said it wasn't. I know you've got 4 games left, but dropping that second one to Eastern, and I asked about the pressure on the kids, and you said there was a little, and that's why the team building and things like that come into play.
Yeah, and I definitely contributed to that pressure, and so that's why we're excited for these next teams we play. They're going to be hard teams. We're going to have to play well, but we took a set from them last time we played them, and that just shows that. And I mean, we beat Northwest. I think they didn't even get to like 10. We beat them 1 set. So we just have to remember that when we are on, we are unstoppable.
Pink game, cancer awareness. I don't know if there's a person in the world that hasn't been affected by that god-awful thing. Great thing. I know the kids decorated, everything like that. It has to be kind of add a little special flair to it, I think, tonight as well.
Yeah. The girls have been working on the Tree of Life to hang up hearts for the victims and survivors and those that have been affected by cancer. And, a lot of people, have been touched in a very deep way because of this disease, and so the girls are decorating the gym, and just this is to remember that, to honor that.
All right, appreciate this. Best of luck, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow morning.
Thank you. Go Rustlers! Whoop, whoop.
Starshea Gallard, our head coach of the CWC Rustlers. Stay with us. We'll give you the starting lineups and serve this one up. It is Region 9 Volleyball, Central versus Northwest, next on Rustler Media.
This has been the Rustler Pregame Show, brought to you by the Governor's Council on Impaired Driving, reminding you that buzz driving is drunk driving. Coming up, it's game time, right after this.
A generous sponsor of Rustler Radio comes in part from Christina's Critter Cuts Professional Pet Grooming. She is in Riverton at 301 East Washington Avenue. So you can see what your pet might look like, a photo gallery of different grooming styles is on her website at ChristinaCrittercuts.com and also on her Facebook page. Appointments can be made at 840-2693. Once again, that's 840-2693. Christina Critter Cuts Professional Pet Grooming, 301 East Washington Avenue in Riverton.
Good idea. Texting your friends to let them know you're going to be late. Bad idea. Being late because you were texting your friends while driving and crashed your car. Good idea. A nice hot cup of coffee. Bad idea. Spilling hot coffee in the car. Distracted driving is one of the leading causes of car crashes. So pay attention and just drive, because distracted driving is never a good idea. A message from WYDOT.
Your pregame show brought to you by the Governor's Council for Impaired Driving, reminding you to drive now and text later. Decent crowd on a Friday night pink night with other activities going on, especially the Wolverine football game against Douglas, and some beautiful weather outside, I might add, for October football game.
And also with this weird home schedule, I think it's kind of hard to groom a crowd, really,
right,
because it's been feast or famine in your schedule with this team, you know, here at home.
Yeah, their first 3 at home in 5 days, their last 3 at home in a span of 7 days, as Central out in their white uniforms, their pink libero uniform. Kamiri Robinson will be wearing that. Northwest in their red with silver gray, I guess you would say, kind of a charcoal gray, and the black shorts for Coach Bethany Conde. 5-3 in the region, 12-10 overall. Darshea Gallard in her second season, 3-17 overall, 1-7. And it's not been any secret, and I'm not sure if anybody, a lot of people know, since we haven't had them at home, but Coach Darshea expecting a child here in within a month, I guess, is pretty soon around the regional tournament time. That is her due date, and so along with juggling a volleyball team, you're preparing for a first-time parenthood. That's got to be kind of an interesting combination to juggle with your jobs.
I don't know where to go with that one, but so.
Central at home hosting Sheridan tomorrow. They will be on the road to Rock Springs on Thursday of this upcoming week, and then at home to wrap up the regular season on on Friday against Casper College. And they need a win right now to extend that season past that day.
And you were talking about other games being played tonight, but hey, CWC's got to get a win somewhere. That's what they got to do. They can't even be thinking about games being played elsewhere. Right. I guess Eastern, if they were to, well, no, because if Eastern wins, they're probably going to have that much tougher time to even get to the playoffs if Eastern were to win.
Yeah, they're dead even right now with 1 win in the conference. LCCC is at Casper. Sheridan is at Western. We will have the national anthem coming up here in just a minute. Do want to thank Amanda Nikoloff's new media class, as they are providing you the camera work tonight. Jane McDonald and Rachel Stubbs on cameras. Morgan Vanetti is your director tonight, and Kendra Leesberg is on graphics, and that is the new media class and the degree from Amanda Nikoloff here at Central Wyoming College. Steve Barlow will be our PA announcer here tonight. And like I said, we're going to hit the national anthem. So we will step aside for that. We'll come back, try to catch those starting lineups and get ready for Region 9 volleyball here on Rustler Media.
Sponsorship of Rustler Volleyball on 88.1 comes from Denver Air Connection, offering daily flights from Riverton Regional Airport to Sheridan and on to Denver International in a 30-passenger jet. The flight features in-cabin service and TSA check-in is included.
Surgery. The clinic will be from 8:30 in the morning to 6 p.m. both days, and services will be provided on a first-come, first-served basis. Vaccines will be available for $5 each. The free spay and neuter clinic, October 19th to 20th at the Arapahoe School. If you need more information, go to animaladoptioncenter.org. This is a free service to enrolled tribal members only.
Starting lineups for the Northwest Trappers, and a lot of this crowd helped out by a hometown kid, Tammy Maddock, on the other side.
That explains some of the Northwest fans, correct?
Yeah, she is from Shoshone High School, so that would explain a lot of the Northwest contingent here tonight, as my wife texted me she was being invaded by Shoshone fans here to watch Tammy Maddock and the Northwest Trappers. Maddie May from Meeteetse, Wyoming. They're throwing out little Nerf cancer awareness footballs, and Shayna Solon winds up and launches hers. Naj Shaheen throws one better than Conor McGregor's opportunity at the Dallas Cowboy game the other day. Tamara Lukic, who is out for the season, on the sidelines. Kamiri Robinson launches one into the crowd. Riley Burmester. Taylor Hodges throwing into the same area. Mackenzie McDonald. Courtney Curtis steps up and throws one to the top row.
That was our best throw.
Riley Hatterley from Star Valley. Grace Gregory is from Kimmer. She's going to walk it over and give a little toss
to a family member who fumbled it, I believe.
Skylar Smith, a red shirt that's injured for Riverton. Aubrey Watcott from Clinton, Utah, rockets one into the Burmester family. Alex Vena throwing to the Bott family. Kalisha Sims hits the rafters, and
does that count on my scoring of the rafter chart? Let me see here.
And then Carly Connor, the 6'3 freshman. Head coach Darshea Gallard, assisted by Jennifer Kellner. Here's what you're going to see from the Trappers. Shania Warren is 5th in the region in kills at 193.
And a former teammate of two of our players in high school.
And I wondered if she was not related to Dixie Warren and her twin sister that came in, Danette Warren. And I was going to ask that previous, and I forgot about that actually. But Shania Warren.
Kind of like how Darshea forgets to shake hands with the opposing coach almost each and every contest.
Did that just happen?
Yeah, it was down. It occurred down here.
Okay, all right, gotcha. Shania Warren is a sophomore out of Star Valley, 5th in the region in kills. Ernie Matuska out of Athens, Greece, is their #1 digger at 259. You're going to see a great digger tomorrow from Sheridan, by the way, #1 in the region, and they had the libero of the year a couple of years ago, you remember, from Sheridan.
She was a weapon as a libero.
As well.
And we'll see a Fremont County product again, who is, maybe redshirting, who is also a libero there, perhaps.
Taylin Thompson from Riverton on that Sheridan roster. Shania Warren, #4 in the region in blocks. Jess Ruffing, 5th in the region in assists. Tammy Maddock is their #1 server with 19 aces on the year.
Talk about that Star Valley team. We'll also see another player in basketball off that same group of players. I can't know Sierra's last name. She plays at Snow College.
Savannah Lucero?
Savannah Lucero. Okay, there we go. I was kind of in the mix of the two names.
I wondered where you were going with Sierra for a second. I'm like, then you said Snow, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go with Savannah Lucero.
It was the high Sierra.
Riley Burmester, the leader for kills at Central at 155. She also leads them in digs as we are underway. Kalisha Sims off the top of a block. Northwest will go middle, and that will find pay dirt for Kaylee Becking, a sophomore from Sheridan.
Been there.
Got gas in Sheridan a few times. We were actually at Sheridan for the Region 9 tournament last year. As this year it will be at Story Gym in Cheyenne. Becking will serve. Grace Gregory receives. Hatterley out to Kalisha. That's off the tape and out. Well, they're going to say that Northwest touched it and out, so Kalisha will get the kill.
How they touched it.
I thought it hit the tape myself.
I thought so too. I'm not sure how they.
And came back. Tied at ones. Riley Burmester to serve. And she will collect an ace. We'll see. Yes, it's not going to come back over. Probably not quite textbook ace, but didn't come back past the 10-foot line.
Riley at the Riverton Lander volleyball matchup last night.
2-1. Riverton, Central out in front. Riley still serving. Little jump serve. The libero is Gina Groff from Eagle River, Alaska. They'll send it to Central. Hatterley to Curtis and over the top of Curtis, and that's nobody home, and we're tied at 2s.
Kind of set nobody there.
7:08.
Really kinda. It actually was not a kinda to it. They said nobody.
7:08 at KCWC FM. Riverton, Angela Bublic, a sophomore from Belgrade, Serbia.
Oh, great effort, but just not over.
They will not bring that back over. Belgrade, Serbia is also where Tamara Lukic is from. And you're thinking, okay, it's a big town, it's a big country. They played together in 7th grade and are best of friends, Tamara told me before the game. So she's got a great serve that will just sail out.
Just barely, yes.
And it is tied at 3 apiece.
It's probably nice for Lukic to see a friendly face when you've been injured, you know, thousands and thousands of miles away from home. That's kind of nice, I think,
and
for her case.
See a friend you've had since 7th grade clear over in the United States. Curtis will serve. She'll float it middle. Bublic is there. They'll go middle. That one goes to the far corner by Warren, and she will tally. And Shania Warren with her first kill, and she will come out. And the Shoshone product is in. Tammy Maddock. Maddock, by the way, like I mentioned, their #1 acer. She is 3rd on the team in kills with 141 on the year. That would make her 3rd by 1 on our Central team as Kalisha Sims powers down her 2nd kill and ties the match at 4 apiece. Kalisha will come out, as will Hatterley. Taylor Hodges in, and Naz Shaheen. Hodges out of Hazleton, Utah. Naz Shaheen from Izmir, Turkey, a sophomore on this squad. Outside roll shot, campfire, and count the kill. For whom? #1, Jess Ruffing.
The one thing CWC's got to be careful about, too, is giving up a run, you know, because they've been close in a number of games, and suddenly there's that little spurt by the other team, and suddenly they're not there anymore.
Hodges going to set it over, but there is Demery Dean, and then the second hit.
That's a lack of communication right there.
Gina Groff had to come in, and she was not prepared, and she sends it awry.
And in her, you know, I guess in supporting her somewhat, nobody else is making a move on the ball, so she had to kind of step in and at least make a try.
Not sure if their setter couldn't get to that direction or not, but Grace Gregory sending it. Back set, Ruffing off of a block will count the kill for Jess Ruffing, her 2nd.
Now there's a pink outfit I can get into. You take some duct tape that's pink and just put an X on your regular clothing.
Make a couple of laps around your blue jeans with it as well. That's nice. Grace Gregory receives. Naz to the 10-foot line. Burmester roll shot. Nice diving play by Ruffing to come get that. That ball sails over on 3. Naz to Carly Connor from the middle. Tapped back out. Back row, Ruffing sends it over. Out to the outside, Burmester touched, and that's a kill for Riley Burmester, her first of the night. Last time they played here, Riley was the libero, didn't get much attacks, and now here she is, got her first kill, and we're tied at 6s here in match #1, game #1 of the match.
And I think Riley is maybe a barometer of how we'll do, is how well she plays.
Central's leading server, Kamiri Robinson. Maddock sends one to the right side and finds pay dirt, and Tammy Maddock will get the kill.
The old placement kill.
And now Tammy will serve. Again, their #1 server in aces at 19 on the year for the Shoshone former Lady Wrangler. Hodges, little tap. Outside set from Dean, blocked by Central. Naz gonna go set middle, Curtis. Picking that up is Caitlin Costa, and then Maddock will be the 3rd hit. Can't bring it over, and that will be a Central point.
They're having some trouble with their passing right now.
Hodges and Shaheen out. Riley Hatterley to serve. Kalisha Sims will also come in to roam the middle.
And Riley Hatterley, part of that Star Valley group we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, they won several state championships in several different sports in their tenure at Star Valley, did those ladies. Middle set, nicely done by Shania Warren, her 2nd kill of the night as she powers it through.
I think Homer Bennett was the mastermind behind all those state titles.
Kaylee Becking, sophomore from Sheridan, will come in to serve.
Well, he won his own in basketball as
Right.
a head coach, so hey, he is the principal there, by the way.
Former Riverton product, in fact. Riverton graduate.
Will retire this year.
Sent back over by Ruffing. Hatterley outside to Burmester with the left hand. Had some ginger on it. Brought back up. Roll shot. Count the kill for Bublik.
Probably the best point played by either team there. That was a good point.
How about the left-handed shot by Burmester to not only hit it left-handed, but put some speed on that as well.
We probably should give Lisa Hall/Hale credit, too, from our first team, who does coaching over there at the younger levels in Star Valley.
Hatterley tried to dump one. That ball goes cross, and that'll be a kill for Bublik. Her second. She went cross about 3 feet off the net, and it bounces just inside the line for a kill.
And here's what's a mini run so far.
10-7 now. Serving Becking. Hatterley to Kalisha. Winds up, gets it down the front of the block of Becking and Dean, and Kalisha Sims with her third kill of the night. 10-8. Stops the bleeding for just a bit. Hopefully longer if you're a Central fan, as Burmester dug nicely by Groff, their libero.
Nice back row hit.
Touched by Central. Kalisha goes cross court. I think that might have been 4 as well,
yeah.
But they're saying that it was touched.
I definitely believe it was 4.
And Northwest going to get it anyway as Madison Chavez from Hesperia, California will go back to serve as freshman. 11-8, Northwest leading. Game number 1. Kalisha taps it. And they'll call Northwest on a net violation and make it 11-9. Carly Connor back in for Kamiri Robinson, the libero. See members of our cross-country team and our golf team in the crowd here tonight. They're both off this weekend. Cross-country will host.
Golf's done, aren't they?
Golf is done. Rodeo is done. Cross-country will host the regionals here on campus next weekend. Curtis to Kalisha. Roll shot deep. Touched and get the kill by Kalisha Sims on a roll shot to the deep line. And she got it to touch, and it's 11-10 Central down
when
1.
you really can't play it, you'd probably be better off taking your odds of it going out of bounds.
Courtney Curtis to serve out of Tremonton, Utah, the 5'11 sophomore. Nicely done in front of the libero, and they will have to free ball it over. It's almost skimmed the rafters, and Riley Burmester might have got twisted around with the height on that thing as she couldn't put a finger on it to get it back to the set, and that'll be a kill for Northwest. They lead 12-10.
I also wonder if maybe they thought it was going to hit the ceiling. It was so high, and also maybe just the communication, which is always a factor.
Burmester receives. Hatterley has to go get it. Kalisha, little roll shot. Back set outside Dean. Down the line is dug by Burmester. Back over to Gregory. Off the block and count it. Grace Gregory with her first kill of the night. The sophomore out of, the freshman out of Kemmer. And the subs back in. Naz Shaheen and Taylor Hodges subbing back in for Central. 12-11 Northwest. Maddock gets a kill as she fires it quickly off of Connor, and Tammy Maddock her second kill.
Obviously pulling for CWC, but it's nice to see local athletes do well wherever it is they end up.
Didn't get a lot of playing time last year as a freshman.
No, did not, but has really stepped up.
Yes, she has. Serving is Dean, and that'll be an ace.
See, that wrestler from Cheyenne is getting an awful lot of tackles for a top 10 ranked Washington team this year.
Tevis Bartlett.
Yep, and he is he's the real deal as a linebacker there.
Watched their overtime loss to Oregon with Tevis playing in it last weekend, as a matter of fact. My son and I, as he remembered watching him play for Cheyenne East and wrestle for Cheyenne East in a big match here at that Ron Thon. Hodges is going to be blocked by Ruffing and Maddock.
That was really a nice back sit by Shaheen there, though. That comes up empty.
Another mini run by Northwest, and a timeout will be called by Darshea Gallard. 15-11 is our score here in game number 1 of best 3 out of 5. Central Volleyball hosting Sheridan tomorrow, then on the road to Western Thursday. Home to finish the regular season Friday next week against Casper.
That's a 3 o'clock start tomorrow, by the way, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Now, I read that sophomore night is tomorrow night, even though we still have one more.
I saw it on the schedule on the door that it's next week.
Friday. But
that schedule was going to put out before the season even began.
Is sophomore night tomorrow, or is it next Friday? Okay. Sarah Watson.
Hope it's not those sophomores that were in the paper the other night.
Yeah, the ones from 2 years ago. Rodeo and golf, they're off till March. Cross country, off again this weekend, prepping for regionals at home next weekend. And that's going to be interesting. The region cross country championships on campus.
We're the state champions, by the way.
On campus, yes, and looking to be regional champions for that, as a matter of fact.
How many teams are in the region?
Trace.
Oh.
Basketball, the women played four.
Must be a team from the south coming on up.
Plays 4 shortened games today. The men will play 3 shortened day jamboree games tomorrow. And we are told that Brooks Paskett will be the first soccer coach at Central Wyoming College.
They did have us at a club sport once upon a time.
Right. They were not state champions in that, or were they? Carly Connor sends it deep. Nice play by the libero Graff, and they'll free ball it over with roughing. Shaheen into the net. Give the ball to Northwest. They lead now 16-11.
I don't know what it is, but somehow when you come out of a timeout, you really want to get that, the point immediately after that timeout, because obviously it's like,
and it's usually trying to stop a run, so it's
an integral point.
16-11 Northwest. Shaheen to Connor. Ball was set short. Maddock blocked it. Back row attempt, Burmester. Dig, and the ball bounces off the ceiling.
Gotta get it down.
Dean sends it over. Carly Connor. Set was much higher that time. Almost too high. But Carly gets it to go over the top of the block and stop the run for a moment now at 12-16. And Grace Gregory to serve once the ball is retrieved from the Netherlands here.
But the pregame football toss, does that count as a roughing?
No.
We're at 1.
There's a Domino's pizza delivery for somebody that they're looking for. Taylor Hodges cannot get in front of that one.
Well, there are some new hot spots.
Caitlin Costa. Yes, Rustler Jim a hot spot.
Well, we hope it is before we get to game 5.
Irini Matsuka from Athens, Greece into the ball game. Shaheen to Hodges, cross court. Dig by Dean. Outside and deep, but Nas is there.
Kind of a hit that was a floater as a hit.
Kamiri to Hodges. Near side, and that's a kill for Matsuka. Her first. You look at the 4 kills leaders, and they're all very close. Warren with 193, Matsuka and Maddock each with 141. They don't have anybody with huge kill numbers. They're very balanced across the kill line.
That can be both an advantage and a disadvantage. Like, is there a go-to player, or is there a certain player that you can really stop because there's so many?
Burmester tallies one off of a Northwest player, and Riley with her second kill.
I said her family's in the crowd here tonight, hey?
They don't know if it's sophomore night tomorrow or not, so they're all here, I think.
Maybe we'll see him again next week.
Robinson to serve. Maddock.
Oh, that was a nice, the angle. I don't know if that was intended or not. I wasn't sure if it was a miss hit, but, she just avoided the block completely.
Yeah, just took a left turn.
And with a lot of times when you avoid the block, you don't put much, pace on it, but she had pretty good pace on it as well.
19-13, Hatterley to Burmester, touched and brought back up, and then just barely brought back over by Matsuka. Burmester with a left hand again, sent back over. Hatterley with a tap, picked up by Costa. Now Robinson with a dig. Burmester swings down the line, but out.
Well, a lot of Burmester on that point.
And it went Northwest's way, unfortunately. 20-13, and Coach Gallard was going to call a timeout, but does not now as she sits back down. And Burmester, a little off balance at the 10-foot line, is going to send that one into the net, and now we'll get the second timeout out of Darshea Gallard. 21-13, Northwest out in front.
I also think it's psychologically a thing, too. When your lead is bigger than the amount of points you need to finish it off, and that is certainly the case right now for Northwest in game 1.
Up by 8 with 4 to go. A lot of Halloween activities going on campus. The CWC students invite you to take a guided tour through the Arts Center. It is the Halls of Horror. It will be on Friday and Saturday of next week. They have a separate room for younger kids, but it's for everybody 6 and up. And that'll be at the CWC Art Center Theater. And Rustler men's basketball. Coach Brad Schmidt presenting a camp for boys and girls K through 8th grade. It'll be 2 different days, November 3rd and 10th. Focusing on fundamental areas and developing your individual skills, high energy drills, fun competitions with the Rustler coaches and men's players. For more information or to register, go online to ourrecreation.com. Brad Schmidt and the men's team playing at Salt Lake Community College. 3 Jamboree shortened games tomorrow.
Yeah, very positive sounding when you talk to him.
You know, it's hard to, I guess, keep your focus and grounding that they are both first-year head coaches for our basketball programs, but excitement high for both of them, I would have to say. 8-point lead. Curtis gets a touch, and she'll get the kill as the second hit by Dean skims off. Courtney Curtis with the kill.
And there's your point after the timeout, too, which is always good. Hatterley to do the serving.
Outside right side is Costa for her second kill, the freshman out of Minden, Nevada.
Been there.
I was glad you had been there because I did not know where Minden, Nevada was.
It's south of Carson City. There you go.
That's where Utah State Eastern is.
The Nevada branch.
The Nevada. Back to an 8-point lead, 22-14, serving Becking. Watcott into set. Kalisha is dug in the back row. And good effort.
That's all she could do, really.
By Matsuka to try to bring that back in camp. And Burmester will now serve. And the pizzas were for fans who have not yet gotten in the door yet. It looks like a team from somewhere is here.
From Pizza Hut.
Wind River. Swing through the block and off of Watcott, and that's a kill for Northwest. 23-15 as Madison Chavez back into the ball game to serve.
Yeah, Northwest about to put the cork in the bottle for game 1.
Yeah, they lead 23-15 here in game number 1. Watcott back set Sims, nice dig by Graff. Brought back over, Central is there. Gregory with a campfire shot.
Wow, that hit, that's the right call.
They tried to sell it. Kaylee Becking tried
the official was sold on it for a little while.
It was a delayed whistle, but the right whistle. Grace Gregory will get her second kill.
No, I wonder, could it be the Shoshone team coming over because of the Maddox gal playing, perhaps?
I thought I saw purple, but I could be mistook.
Their purple and blue are kind of close.
Okay. Blocked by Connor and Sims. Outside to Kalisha. She'll swing and find the back corner. And Kalisha Sims with 5 kills. 11 of Central's 17 points have come off kills, but still trailing by 6 in the very late stages of game 1.
Our last match, remember, Sims got off to a red-hot start there as well.
Gregory on an overpass, doesn't stuff it down. Instead, they'll set it up, and Kalisha will be blocked.
Was it blocked?
And
no, well, it didn't matter.
They'll give Central on a double hit on a set anyway. And Robinson will check back into the back lineup. Game point for Northwest, 24-17. Burmester, Watcott to Connor, through the block. Carly, second kill of the night. Riverton and Douglas are scoreless in the first quarter of the football game at Riverton High School. They're in the
updating system there has been a little bit different this year.
late stages. Maddock dug by Burmester. It is Wind River, by the way. As I see their coach, that ball sails deep on Demery Dean.
It would make sense for Shoshone, but perhaps Shoshone has a game today.
Well, Amanda Nimmo was a teacher at Shoshone at one point, now at Wind River, and helping out with the volleyball team.
He wanted to see the
as Tammy Maddock ends the first game with a tiny little dink to the left side that hits for her 4th kill. And 25-19 it goes in favor of Northwest in game number 1. We'll get you up to date on some football scores, perhaps some baseball scores, and back to more volleyball here in a moment. Northwest wins game 1, 25-19. We'll be back after this on Rustler Media.
Whoa, let's get crazy!
In movies, when someone at a party jumps into a pool fully dressed, everyone cheers them on and jumps in too. Just so you know, in real-life parties, nobody jumps in after you. You just look stupid.
Come on, jump in. Come on.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb, but if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Learn more at ultimatepartyfoul.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Good idea. Texting your friends to let them know you're going to be late. Bad idea. Being late because you were texting your friends while driving and crashed your car. Good idea. A nice hot cup of coffee. Bad idea. Spilling hot coffee in the car. Distracted driving is one of the leading causes of car crashes. So pay attention and just drive, because distracted driving is never a good idea. A message from WYDOT.
Sports coverage on Rustler Radio is sponsored in part by the Buffalo Restaurant. Located inside the Wind River Hotel and Casino, there are 4 different dining choices: the Mongolian Grill, Tuscan Hearth Italian, the Smokehouse, and the Rio Taco. Open Thursday through Sunday from noon to 9 p.m. The Buffalo Restaurant, inside the Wind River Hotel and Casino, 1 mile south of Riverton.
It's been said when you're driving your pickup truck in Wyoming, you feel like the quarterback leading your football team on a winning drive. I'm Craig Bull, coach of the Wyoming Cowboys. Every pickup driver holds the key to road trip success: a fastened seatbelt. Pickup trucks are twice as likely to roll over than cars in fatal crashes. Taking the time to buckle up every trip is the single most effective thing you can do to protect yourself in a crash. Buckle up in your pickup, every trip, every time, and go Pokes. This message is from the Wyoming Seatbelt Coalition.
Game 1 to the Northwest Trappers, 25-19. Riverton and Douglas scoreless in the first quarter of their football game at Wolverine Field. Lander leading Whirland 7-2 in the third quarter as the Warriors tally a safety on John Scott's Tigers.
That was a 2-run homer, I think.
Those are some scores that we have going on there. Let's see. Cokeville blasting Wind River 48-0.
They're not the only team that's been blasted by Cokeville through the years.
Rocky Mountain beating Wyoming Indians 64-0. Shoshone played Saratoga, supposed to have. Saratoga forfeited their season, by the way.
Boy, so many forfeits this year, which
is
really a problem.
Shoshone played the Nashona Sophomores in an exhibition game and lost 53-14. St. Stephen's six-man football lost to the #1 ranked Farson Pronghorns 82-6.
Did not like that game on the schedule when I saw it.
Yeah.
Matty Gine's brother, their quarterback. He's a beast.
Farson Pronghorn sweatshirt in the crowd, as a matter of fact, that I saw here earlier tonight.
It would be Maddie, would it?
It was not Maddie, no.
Bummer.
Last name said Lane on the back. So. Aubrey Wacott will serve for Central, trailing 1-0 as we begin the second. Outside, cross court, Burmester. They'll say Central was in the net.
Wow.
Shayna Solon.
Interesting that you'd be in the net in a play like that because it was nowhere close to.
Well, and the look on her
activity.
face is kind of in disbelief, as yours is as well. Bublich serving out. That is just, Joel, the second service error of the match, both of them belonging to Northwest.
I wish my University of Texas team was that good at not having service errors.
Maddie May will check out. She had started the second game, the freshman out of Matici, and now will be replaced by the freshman out of Kimmer and Grace Gregory. Jump serve by Burmester. Served set middle, dug by Robinson. Campfire attempt by Whatcott. They'll dig it up though. Gregory off the block is going to fall down. Warren with the block. Third block of the night for Northwest. Central yet to tally one of those.
Dean might have got an assist on that block as well.
Tammy Maddock back into the ball game. Serving up Gina Graff.
They do a nice job too, you know, not just number of kills being even, but they spread it around pretty good, is who they said also.
Kalisha Sims will send it our way off of the libero Graff. And Kalisha with her 6th kill.
We had a handling error ourselves there.
I even put the pin down so I wouldn't puncture the ball or draw on it or something.
Autograph it, send it back into play.
Shayna Solon serving for Central. Shayna, the 6'3" freshman from Kadoka, South Dakota. Outside. Ruffing will tally. And Ruffing has been one of their best setters on the season, and now she's got 3 kills already on the night, if I looked at my stats correctly.
You know what you're saying at Division I are these big setters that are doing dump shots, but they're really, you know, they're basically a semi-spike because they're that tall.
Sims cross court, pounds it off of the libero Graff, and Kalisha now with 7 kills already. There's a gentleman in the front row. I don't think the cameras will be able to pick him up because of where they're at, but his hair is dyed pink. He's got a pink flag and a pink tutu skirt on. I think he's a father of one of the players.
I can get a $25, isn't there a prize? What's that?
Shot goes into the net.
Did you effort that, did you? You're still efforting.
It's actually an instructor on campus that I am unfamiliar with, apparently. Gregory off the top of a block is out. And it's out, and it's a point Northwest, 5-3. Ruffing still the serve.
Don't get any ideas, Gabrielson.
Yeah, pink tutus tomorrow, Joel. Now, weren't you the one that was going to buy his fur coats to wear at one point to these things?
Yeah, but they weren't pink. I still have mine. I could find a second one, was in trouble.
Northwest and Central in a volley. Cross court went Bublich, but it goes out after it hits the top of the tape. And that'll be a Central point. 4-5, Maddie May checking into the ball game. Some pink hair dye on a lot of the gals from Central for their pink game tonight. And I had wondered about Northwest as they'll go back set to Carly Connor and she'll send it out.
The slide play just didn't connect as it should have there.
I was going to ask, you know, if Northwest was going to wear pink, and she said we didn't know. So they were not made aware, I guess, that it was pink night
red's
tonight.
Close. Kind of like purple and blue.
Connor, nice dig by Dean. Set middle, a little communication, and maybe
it was kind of a funky looking shot, I think, and it really kind of threw off the timing of the defense there.
Well, Warren's going to get the kill, but she and Bublich kind of tangled up a little bit. I thought that Angela Bublich was hobbling just a little bit, but she is okay. She was just moving that foot, I guess, out of the way to not get injured. Maddock almost tallies an ace. Another one. Nice placement by Aubrey Whatcott. Finds the deep corner on the second hit. Ruffing couldn't get over to it, and Whatcott will get the kill. Kamiri Robinson to serve for Central. Down 7-5. They trail 1-0. Back set. Block, but out. And the kill to Caitlin Costa, her 3rd. And returning comes Kaylee Becking into the lineup.
And it wasn't really a run in that first game. It was just kind of a constant sort of stretching of that lead, it seemed like.
Too many runs, I guess.
Yeah, too many runs.
And too many, but too many is what we were saying. Burmester goes down the line and connects.
It was probably both, actually.
Third kill for Riley, who will be joining the Rustler basketball team here in a few weeks. At the conclusion of this volleyball season, whenever that may be, is Caught serving, down by 2. Block, and then, not sure, house. Bublich is down. She ran into the elbow of Shayna Warren at the net. She put her face right into the elbow and right in the bridge of her nose. And she is down right in front of us right now at 8-7, but just ran into a teammate at the net. She had kind of limboed the net, and I thought probably would call her in the net at that point anyway, but did not. And then as it came off, she ran right into the elbow of Shania Warren, and she is down right now in front of our broadcast position. And Adam Simon from Fremont Therapy, our athletic training staff, attending to her as she'll get on her feet and walk to the end of the bench.
Adam does a nice job up here for the college.
So you'll see Irini Matsuka back into the ball game.
Probably some sort of concussion protocol, I would imagine, here on a hit to the face, I'm guessing.
Yeah, she's explaining to Adam how it happened, and it just like I thought. Now they're going to call an illegal rotation as taking off too early was Kaylee Becking, and that's going to tie us up at 8 apiece. Becking was already halfway to the net by the time the ball was struck.
And I think when you change the lineup that you weren't really planning to change, things can kind of go a little weird.
Becking middle, ball blocked by Solon, hits the rafters, and then it will be sent over by Burmester. Overpass, Burmester's gonna let it set up. Caught back to Kalisha. That one's deep and out. A couple of Central players want to touch, not gonna get that.
It was close, I wasn't sure.
And into the ball game comes Madison Chavez. She will serve, leading 9-8. They sent it long, and I think it was going to be out, but they played it, and that'll be an ace for Chavez.
Indecision there. In fact, now that she play it, she'd hit it twice, as it were.
10-8 now. Robinson receives. Watcott back set. Burmester blocked. Ruffing and Warren.
Well, she ties it up, and here comes the mini run out of the tie.
5 blocks for Northwest. Central has yet to tally a block or an ace. On the positive side, they have yet to have a serving error that I have at least written down. As Kalisha down the middle. Bounce one past Graff.
The pink flag was a waving.
Shania Warren looks an awful lot like Dixie and Danette Warren that used to play here years ago.
I remember Dixie more than, well, I have her picture here somewhere, I'm guessing. Never threw out a program.
Cross court kill by Ruffing. Kalisha Sims, by the way, 8 kills already. Dixie played here 2 years. Her sister Danette went to Sheridan for 1 and then played here for 1 year. Dixie, one of the all-time kills leaders in Central Wyoming College recent volleyball history. Burmester sends one long, and this mini run we've talked about now at 13-9 since Central bobbled the end-line play. Service error number 3 on Northwest as Graff sends one into the netting. Mackie McDonald into the front row for Central with Shayna Solon serving. Down by 3, 13-10. Down 1 game to none. Tapped over by Maddock. And nobody home, and Maddock is finding the ball all over the place.
Well, she's very effective in finding places, isn't she?
That is 5 for the Shoshone product.
Dixie Warren on that 2009 team. Also played on the 2008 team.
Tapped over, can't fire. Grace Gregory, nice play. Third kill for the Kemmerer Lady Ranger for Central. Kalisha Sims to serve. It appears that Bublich is okay. She's back on the bench and maybe coming back in. Maddock again, but she ran into the net, and it was out. So Maddock had great placement again, but A, it was out, and B, she was in the net. So doesn't matter. 14-12, Kalisha Sims serving. Back set roughing, blocked by Gregory, but she'll tally the kill, her 5th.
For those blocks on the outside hitter, that's always a possibility in getting it knocked out of bounds.
Roughing will serve with a 3-point lead, a little floater. Caught outside Gregory, off the block will tally. 4th kill for Grace. And here comes Bublich back into the ball game for Madison Chavez. As Bublich back in after getting that elbow to the face just a bit ago.
Nothing would have been bad about that had it been Sir. She would have had the 2 players that were friends on their different teams both be hurting.
Injured, exactly. That's a long serve by Maddie May that is out. Central's, by my calculations, first service error of the night. Tammy Maddock will serve for Northwest. 16-13 they lead. Burmester back set Whatcott. Blocked as McDonald is blocked by Warren. And that'll be the 3rd block by Shania Warren. She is 4th in the region in blocks, and you'll see why as she's already tallied her 3rd.
I'm gonna hold up that picture of her sister next to as she's playing here to see if that's
there's some relation. Burmester through the block of Warren. And Riley will tally her 4th kill of the night. Tough serve by Robinson, just outside the line is service error number 2 on Central. Becking back in for Costa. Northwest with a 4-point lead, 18-14 with a 1-0 lead on the big scoreboard. Burmester, cross court is in. They let it fly. They thought maybe it was out on that back corner, but Riley will tally her 5th kill.
They didn't have a lot of time to make up their mind on it either.
No, it was coming at you pretty quickly. Block by Burmester on Bublich. And that's the first block of the night for Central. As Riley got a piece of
it there
too,
as they get towards the end game.
Crunch time in game 2, they trail by 2, 18-16. Set middle, Warren goes cross, touched by Kamiri Robinson, and Shania Warren with her 4th kill.
Now it's a 3-point lead, but I'm just thinking when it was 16-18, 2 of those points were service errors, and it would have been, you don't know how the point would have played out, obviously.
Each team with 2 service errors this set. Chavez serving, Whatcott sets middle, Kalisha Sims goes to the far side and tallies. 9 kills for Kalisha, the sophomore.
Getting to the point where you can't trade points.
Right. Maddie May out, Grace Gregory in, Riley Burmester to serve.
What it does, though, it takes her away from the net.
Right. Chavez.
Well, it still may be a good thing.
Whatcott set middle. Gregory off the top of the block, and Grace getting cranked up a bit now. She's got 5 kills. And we'll get a timeout on the floor by Northwest. 19-18 they lead. They're up 1-0 on this pink Friday night at Central Wyoming College. University of Wyoming will be having a advising day on campus here at Central Wyoming College. It's going to be Wednesday. You can connect with representatives from UW faculty, advising, admissions, residence life, dining services, international students, study abroad, diversity, equity, student educational opportunities, transfer success services. Come see what UW has to offer, explore ways they're working to promote transfer student success. That'll be Wednesday at the Intertribal Building here on campus, open to everybody in the community.
If you can throw a football, all the better, right?
Well, I think the guy we got can throw, they just don't let him throw. Cowboys hosting Utah State for homecoming tomorrow.
Utah State has looked terrific
Yeah,
this
they
year.
have. 12:30 the start time for the Aggies and the Cowboys.
People forget they put up like 31 points on Michigan State early in the year. That's their only loss, in fact, is Michigan State.
Riverton Douglas at last report still scoreless. Landers still leading Worland 7-2 in their ball game. That's high school football. Burmester serving down 1. Middle blocked by Gregory.
There's your tie right there.
Second block of the match by Central, and they both have come here in this set, and we are tied at 19 apiece. Central did take 1 from Northwest when they played at Powell, lost 3-1. Shanked a bit, brought back in, free ball over by Graff. Burmester to Whatcott, she'll go get it, back set Kalisha, cross court, dug by Graff. Little miscommunication, and they'll bring it back over. No, 4th hit. As Dean and Becking kind of got tangled up on that second hit, that allowed a overpass kill almost by Central, and they lead late stages game 2, 20-19.
And I don't think, did they ever lead in game 1?
I don't, maybe 1-0, I think. Another block by Solon on Ruffing, but that one goes out. Ruffing gets the kill, her 6th.
This is the magnified point time where there's going to be a point awarded, so you're either going to be ahead or behind.
20-20.
I see it.
With perfect vision, Graff, Kamiri Robinson outside Gregory. She'll beat the block, but dug by Ruffing. Back to Ruffing on the outside, touched by Central. Burmester, they'll get a roll shot from the back by Riley. They'll send it over. Back row attempt. Dig by Whatcott, sent deep by Kalisha. They'll call her for a double, and it's 21-20 Northwest.
That was a tough call. That one I did not see, but that doesn't mean it wasn't there.
(21-20), back set Kalisha, it's out.
Wow, quick turn of events there.
22-20.
I found it interesting. They seem to be serving at Riley, and she was the libero the last time they saw her. So I was kind of thinking that's kind of interesting.
Robinson shanks one. Sims goes and gets it, and free balled over by Central. Middle set, dig by Burmester. Whatcott sends it deep. Graff is there though, and she'll get enough on it to bring it back, and then a kill by Ruffing, and it's a 3-point game.
Well, they made something out of nothing there, and CWC would call a timeout.
Looking at those standings and telling you about what the regionals is. The regionals is going to be combined north and south. In the past, it's been just north teams and just south teams, and each got a bid to the national championship.
Well, 6 playing 3 would be within your division, though, or not?
No, your 6 north plays 3 south, vice versa. Ones and twos.
I was curious if that was going to get to that point and then go, you know, north-south.
Yeah, 1s and 2s get the buys, and then 3, 6, 4, 5 will cross bracket.
So it's really
and
weird,
play each
and
other.
the teams that have a bye could easily end up playing a team from their own division, even though the two are combined.
Right. That'll be at Story Gym. There's only 6 teams in the South. All 6 will be invited to Story Gym in Cheyenne. They're talking about like a 4 gym rotation on this between Cheyenne, I believe Casper was the other, NJC and Sterling, and Western Nebraska being the other South team.
Which is north of LCCC.
Right. 23-20, serving. Almost an ace, pretty much is, by Graff.
After you score that an ace, I believe.
And that will be game point. Northwest, they lead 24-20. They won the first 25-19. And another quick timeout after 1 point. Allow us to continue where we were talking about standings-wise. There's 7 teams in the north, 6 teams in the south. So to get 12 in the Region 9, somebody's got to stay home, and that's the number 17.
That's going to be the unlucky 13th.
And right now, that is sitting in orange and black in the form of the Central Lady Rustlers. They are tied with Eastern wins and losses. Tie-breaking criteria.
Very quick timeout for CWC, by the way, as they're already back on the court.
Tie-breaking criteria would give the W and the regional nod to Eastern Wyoming.
And the schedule, I can't believe that Eastern has a tougher schedule than we've got the rest of the way either, I don't believe.
Well, they're both looking up at everybody in the standings, so it's really not that potato.
And who is the 5th place team? It's really kind of wide open for who that is.
Right now, Western's sitting in 5th.
No, I think they're tied. I believe they're tied with Casper, aren't they?
Casper's 3 and 5, Western 4 and 4. So Western a game ahead of Casper right now.
And that was a team that did not look very good at all when we saw them early in the year.
Grace Gregory will tally a kill. They played through our conversation. And Gregory gets her 6th kill of the night.
Well, it's pretty enlightening.
24-21. Mackie McDonald back into the front row for Central. Still game point for Northwest on the brink of a 2-0 lead.
Oh, that would have been it too.
They play it, does Graff along the back row. Whatcott sends it out back to Kalisha. She will be blocked. Mackie McDonald is there, but they can't handle it. And that is game number 2, 25-21. Northwest out in front.
Well, the scores are similar, but the games were very different.
Northwest out up 2-0. We'll take a break. Come back after this timeout for game number 3 from Region 9 Volleyball at Central here on 88.1.
Support of student radio at CWC comes in part from the Barry Cinemas. They're the movie theaters, the Acme, Gem, and Grand Theaters in Riverton and Lander. This week's movies are: at the Acme, it's Halloween. At the Gem, they're showing First Man, Goosebumps 2, Venom, and Smallfoot. At the Grand Theater in Lander, they're showing Venom. Information about reserved seat tickets, showtimes, ratings, trailers, and descriptions can be found at berrycinemas.com.
This news break on Rustler Radio is sponsored in part by the Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery on Main in downtown Riverton. They have a full coffee bar menu including lattes, cappuccinos, espressos, London Fogs, bullet coffees, and more. Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery, 303 East Main, downtown Riverton. Dine in, pick up, or now have it delivered. 856-1116. That's 856-1116. Programming on Rustler Radio is brought to you by the Stock Doc. October is Adopt a Shelter Dog Month, and the Riverton Animal Adoption Center needs your help. October is also Flip the Lip Month. Regular dental care can add years to the life of your pet. The Stock Doc is looking forward to their annual costume contest. This year, their team is dressing up as Wild West heroes and villains, so mosey on down to their party on Halloween. The Stock Doc on Riverview and online at rivertonvet.com. On call 24/7, 365 days a year.
Today is Rustler Game Day. Your home of Rustler Volleyball. KCWC FM Riverton.
Support of CWC Student Radio comes in part from Fremont Therapy Group. They provide physical therapy services and can treat your pain through movement, exercise, and education. More can be found at FremontTherapyGroup.com or on Facebook at Fremont Therapy Group.
Wyoming basketball fans, the season is almost here and season tickets are on sale now. Season tickets are the best deal for all fans, with prices starting at $130 for the Cowgirls and $220 for the Cowboys. Or check out the affordable Cowboy Seat Hopper mobile season ticket pass, where your seat changes each game. Don't miss any of the action in the AA this season. Get your season tickets today at GoWyo.com or call 307-766-7220.
2-0. Northwest out in front of CWC. Winning the first 25-19, winning the second 25-21.
Well, CWC played pretty well, really, in game number 2, but at the end game, when it was tied 2020, and things went awry.
Yeah, and it went 4 straight, and then tallied that 5th one. Whatcott has been subbed in for Hatterley as the setter. Maddie May and Courtney Curtis along the back row. Riley Burmester, Kalisha Sims dancing in the middle, and Shayna Solon on the court. Robinson's going to check in as the libero almost immediately.
This is from Richfield, Utah, where I've been, by the way.
Angela Bublich is back out onto the court. She may have black eyes tomorrow after running into her teammate's elbow. Warren is out there. Also along the front row, Demery Dean, Tammy Maddock, Jess Ruffing, and in the far corner, number 3, Kaylee Becking, and their libero Graff is going to check in for Tammy Maddock.
Well, it's do or die time, I guess, in this game for CWC. Pretty big mountain to climb when you've not had a lot of success on the year.
I will say this, though. The crowd has showed up in the 4 games we've had for this volleyball team.
And despite the weirdness of schedule.
Right. Back set, Burmester blocks. Whatcott and May can't grab it. And another block for the Northwest Trappers.
Didn't fumble that one.
5, 6, 7 blocks for Northwest. 2 blocks for Central tonight. May plays that one along the line. Whatcott to Sims, who will get it through on Warren, but Warren punches it back up and over. Burmester blocked. Whatcott is there, sends it over back in 1. Back set outside. Dean stuffed by Solon.
That was a good point win for CWC there, because in the past, the bigger rallies, have sort of fallen for Northwest. That was a nice rally with CWC coming out on top.
Shayna, their leading blocker on the team with 45, tallies her first of the night, just the 3rd for Central. Tied at 1, down 2 games to none is Central serving Burmester. Outside, they'll send it deep. Robinson is there. Back set, Kalisha. Off the block, will tally another one. 10 kills, Kalisha Sims.
Early lead for CWC at 2-1 here in the 3rd.
And if they've had a lead, it hasn't been more than a point, I don't believe, has it?
And it's been very brief in time.
If it has been more than 1, it's been maybe 2.
Yeah, I think maybe it's only been 1.
Outside, Gregory. That set looked a little wonky, but they'll let it fly. Back row, Ruffing. Kamiri Robinson is there. Back row, Burmester. Dug by Ruffing out in the back. Warren will punch that one over. Outside, Gregory blocked and out. Burmester was headed for it, but she missed it, and it sails out, and it's 3-1.
CWC a couple of long point wins here, and that lead is at 2 for perhaps the first time. Good serve.
Bublich can't get it over the net on a short little set, and Central their biggest lead of the night. That I do know, at 4-1.
Of course, there's not been a lot of competition for that.
No, hasn't been a lot to remember, unfortunately, for Central's side. Warren blocked by Sims, and that is in. Kalisha adding to her stat totals tonight, 10 kills and now a block. Central 5-1.
I feel like Sarah's pink drink container there.
I told her
nice.
That was a nice accent.
Very good. Way to accessorize.
Give you some football scores here in a minute after an ace by Burmester. Riley is 3rd on the team with 16 aces now with that one.
Plays all positions, and really has played all positions this year.
and all sports at Central with another ace. And a 7-1 Central advantage. That ties her with Tamara Lukic, who is out for the season now with 17 aces.
She should pull ahead, I'm thinking.
She has that opportunity. Kamiri Robinson, 3rd in the region, serving with 23 aces. Bublich sends it deep, but Burmester is there. Whatcott to Solon in the net. Was Northwest. They don't see it. They let it fly. They bring the ball back. Whatcott. She might have been in the net. Gregory goes cross. That's a kill. Central on the biggest run of the night for either team, I'd say, out to an 8-1 advantage, but down 2 games to none here in game 3.
Interesting, too. You got a team that's not used to playing ahead, or how they do with this now.
Campfire, but Kamiri is camped out there. Kalisha blocked. Burmester with a great dig to bring that one back up. Robinson goes deep corner with it on a free ball. Near side, Bublich pokes it over. Whatcott hits first. Robinson out to the outside. Gregory has to go with the left hand. Dug by Northwest. Outside and brought over on a touch. Whatcott dunks it, can't fire, kill it.
What was amazing about that dig by Burmester is how quick she got back up, though, and was continuing to play. That was a great effort.
Rustlers on fire in game 3, leading 9-1 here in game number 3. We'll step aside as they take a timeout on the floor. We'll be back after this on Rustler Media.
My name is Emma Hill, and I am a member of the Burma Night Riders 4-H Club. We believe in empowering kids with the skills they need to succeed. 4-H reaches 7 million young people in more than 50 countries. Locally, 4-H inspires me to have better responsibility with checking on my rabbit to finishing my projects. 4-H teaches me all of this.
4-Hers are tackling the nation's top issues, from global food security to climate change. To learn more, call the Fremont County Extension Office at 857-3654 or come to the 4-H Carnival on Saturday, October 27th from 5 o'clock to 9 p.m. What will 4-H inspire you to do?
They are nearing halftime at Wolverine Gym. Douglas 7, Riverton 6 at the Wolverine Field.
But PATs have been a problem with Riverton this year.
And Lander still leading Worland at last report 7-2 in that ball game.
Star Valley Evanston, that's going to become a pretty good rivalry, I have a feeling, in 3A football, those two schools.
I'd like to welcome those of you watching on the World Wide Web via rustlerathletics.com. Campfire brought back over, but stolen, blocked by Warren. Shayna Warren, her 4th block for the fourth best blocker in Region 9. She may be the 3rd best after tonight, as she has tallied a few. 9-2, Northwest gets the point out of the timeout. Chavez to serve. Felicia pushes deep and counts it. That wasn't even a hit, it was more of a flip. And she collects her 11th kill of the night. Kamiri Robinson back to serve. Courtney Curtis back into the front row for C-Dub. Tough serve. Chavez with a good dig and a pass, though. Over the top of the block. Robinson is there. Watcott to Gregory. Blocked but out. And Grace Gregory a kill. She tools the block. Volleyball term. That's her 8th. 11-2 now. Central. Graff. Near side over the block. Burmester is there. Watcott to Curtis. Dinks it over. Ball hits the rafters and brought back over by Graff, but it hits the antenna, and it's 12-2. What is that, our 3rd ceiling touch?
That's 3 on the rafter finder.
Our insignificant stat of the day brought to you by the offices of Mike Yowell and Brett Evans, attorneys at law.
And paint.
And paint and insurance. Warren will tap one over on a quick move for her 5th kill of the night and stop the bleeding for Northwest for a moment. 12-3 the score. Trappers down 9, leading 2 games to none.
What was our insignificant stat for last year in basketball? Was it
collective team scores, boys and girls collective scores from the 2 schools was our insignificant stat of the night.
It was?
Yeah.
I was keeping it. I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was adding the boys and girls, the men's and women's scores from each team for a total for the night. Kalisha Sims off the top of the tape. Doug Graff will bring it back over on a free ball. Watcott to Gregory. Back at her, and Aubrey, nice alertness, pulls it down. Good throw by Kalisha, but a better dig by Graff. 10-foot line. Dug by Burmester on the backside. Watcott outside. Gregory goes cross court. One touch and no touch, and Grace Gregory will get a kill. Central all of a sudden has flipped the switch on their offensive production.
And the back row's done a nice job digging right now, you know.
Largest lead of the night for either team at 10, I think, for Central at 13-3. Maddock doing what Tammy Maddock does, and that is finding pay dirt no matter what. She has done that several times tonight. That is her 6th kill already.
That would be pay sand in beach ball.
Hot pay dirt. Watcott backsets Curtis, dinks it over. Chavez is there.
Their slide play is missing a little bit timing-wise, it seems like.
Whatcott sends a deep corner. Graff is there. Will they bring it over? Yes, they do. Roughing brings it back over. Whatcott to Courtney Curtis. And Courtney will tally her first kill of the night. Second kill of the night.
There's been really some great effort on the part of both teams, you know, tonight for some of these long runs.
Maddie May back into the ball game. High arcing jump serve. Near side Maddock, cross court touched and dug by Robinson. Back row attempt, Maddie May. Not seeing that a lot from the Matitsi freshman. Outside Burmester, swing through a block, touch one. Graff is gonna bring it over on a nice play. Whatcott, Campfire. Dunked by Burmester, but brought up again by Northwest. Whatcott again to the outside. Burmester with the left hand is long and out. Not long, but wide, I guess. And Burmy with the left hand.
Was certainly long.
Yeah, Burmy with that left hand again. And it's a 9-point game. We're going to see Bublich back into the ball game for Chavez. Roughing to serve for Northwest. Trailing 14-5. Whatcott to Curtis, touched. Graff is there. That ball sails back over. Free ball coming from Aubrey Whatcott as she'll send it over.
Burmester's been everywhere.
Maddock twists it again to the right side and finds the court.
I think you're going to try to block her. You just basically don't get in front of her.
Yeah, you got to
just flare.
Yeah,
you know, it's like
you got a triple blocker. She is very elusive at the net, Tammy Maddock. We have got a timeout on the floor yet again at 14-6 Central by 8. Return you in half a minute here as we hear from our volleyball sponsors on 88.1.
Sports on Rustler Media is brought to you in part by Edward Jones financial advisor Mick Pryor. Make sense of investing with a visit with Mick Pryor, located 1 block east of the Riverton Post Office. He provides retirement and investing advice including stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and CDs. It's never too early or too late to start planning your financial future. Appointments are available at 856-6116. Edward Jones and Mick Pryor, 856-6116.
There will be a free spay and neuter clinic for pets of all enrolled members of the Wind River Reservation. It'll be October 19th and 20th at the Arapahoe School Gym. Bring your pet in a carrier and don't feed them the morning of their surgery. The clinic will be from 8:30 in the morning to 6 p.m. both days, and services will be provided on a first-come, first-served basis. Vaccines will be available for $5 each. The free spay and neuter clinic, October 19th to 20th at the Arapahoe School. If you need more information, go to animaladoptioncenter.org. This is a free service to enrolled tribal members only.
(14-6) Central calling that timeout. Roughing serving, May. Digs outside Burmester, winds up and tallies. Star Valley sophomore with 6 kills. And out of the timeout, Central gets the point. Courtney Curtis to serve.
Must be somewhat pleasing to do it against a former high school teammate, I would guess, too.
Back to a 9-point lead. Nice tough serve by Curtis. Back set they'll go. Touched by Central on the effort by Costa. Kalisha from the back row. Nice dig in the back by Northwest. Costa puts it into the net. That'll cost him. And it's 16-6. Curtis back to serve.
I think a teammate in front of her kind of threw her off on the kill attempt. They want to bonk it off her noggin.
Graff.
That's like a double hit.
Yeah. They'll barely get it back over. Whatcott outside Burmester. Down the front of the block of Maddock. And Costa and Riley heating up. She has 7 kills now. And Central with an 11-point lead. And Coach Gallard mentioned this in the pregame. She said, in the one game we took, she thinks they won 25-9, and we're headed that way right now. In the one game that they did take from Northwest at Powell, Burmester, Campfire, as not being able to get to it, Bublich, and Burmy now with 8 kills.
And the thing is, it's only one game, you know. It's
right, you still got a bit of a hill to climb, but it's better than getting swept out of the gym at 3-0 and double hit.
That was an insignificant stat in volleyball last year, was the composite score. That was it. That's what it was. Basketball, I don't think we ever came up with one, despite how hard we tried.
Yeah, you did. You added women's and men's scores for the overall total of the two schools per night. I remember this.
That's part of our problem.
I've got a great memory. Burmester, little dink is another kill for Riley. 9 for Riley. And we'll get another timeout. I'm going to go effort something here real quick. At Northwest College, 3-1. Northwest, where are we at?
Put you down too low?
Well, very top. I'm all over the map. There it is. Oh. Nope, that's Sheridan. I'm on the wrong page even. Northwest box score. 25-10, Central won the third game. Northwest won the first 25-19.
Is the third game.
Like they did tonight. They won 25-19. They won the second 25-19. Here tonight was 25-21. Then Central won the third 25-10, and right now Central on pace to do just that again.
Right now CWC, after 2 games, losing the composite 50-40. However, they've offset that with a 14-point lead here, so they win the composite by 4, but they're trailing 2 games to none.
Crazy game.
It's wacky wild.
Out of the timeout, Courtney Curtis to serve. 20-6, Central leading here in game number 3, but down 2 games to none. Bublich blocked by Whatcott and Solon. Brought back over and free balled by Ruffing. Maddie May is there. Whatcott set to Solon, and she will tally down the front of Maddock, and it's 21-6. Shayna Solon, her first kill of the night. Had a block earlier and now a kill for Shayna. 21-6, Central. Curtis. Maddock in front of Ruffing. Ruffing was trying to call her off, can't. They'll talk about it as Maddock hits it into the net, and it's 22-6 now. Curtis to serve. Graff shanks it a bit. They'll have to free ball it over and can't. And it's 23-6. And if you're Northwest, you just punt the next 2 points out of the gym and come back for game 4. I mean, it's at that point right now. At 23-6, you just...
It's like you're up 14-0 in baseball, kind of.
Shake it off. Set middle, Maddock. Dug by Burmester. Whatcott can't fire, but nicely dug by Northwest. They'll go back corner, but May is there. Whatcott, Burmester, cross court. Dig. Burmester gets the first hit. Solon gets the third. Shanked, but Graff is there. And then sent over by Bublich. Touched into the net. Over by Burmester. Good defensive play by Central. And then after shanking it a bit, free ball back over by Northwest. Whatcott, middle, Burmester. Tallies. Caromed around a bit, but Burmy with 10 kills, and it's game point Central.
You can see the confidence on the gals' faces right now, which is something different than what we've seen.
Game point, Rustlers. Curtis the serve. At the net, Maddock, dug by Curtis. Whatcott to Burmester. Dug in the back row by Northwest. Near side, Bublich. That will find pay dirt for her and stop the bleeding momentarily, as this is a foregone conclusion pretty much at 24-7 in game number 3. Never say never, but Maddock serving with a mountain to climb. Whatcott, back set, Solon. Touched, and that's the kill, and that's the game. Holding much like the match at Northwest as Central pounds the Trappers in game 3, 25-7. And now we'll see which way momentum swings when we come back for game number 4. Northwest won the first 2, Central the third, 2-1 Northwest. We'll be back after this timeout for game 4 from Central Wyoming College right after this.
Gales Carpet One Riverton is a proud supporter of our community and Rustler Radio. Home improvement projects change rapidly. Gales Carpet One is on it with new fibers for carpet, waterproof flooring, and tile. They are located on Main Street in downtown Riverton or on Facebook. They also have a website at GalesCarpet1Riverton.com.
Sports coverage on Rustler Radio is sponsored in part by the Buffalo Restaurant. Located inside the Wind River Hotel and Casino, there are 4 different dining choices: the Mongolian Grill, Tuscan Hearth Italian, the Smokehouse, and the Rio Taco. Open Thursday through Sunday from noon to 9 p.m. The Buffalo Restaurant, inside the Wind River Hotel and Casino, 1 mile south of Riverton.
Good idea. Texting your friends to let them know you're going to be late. Bad idea. Being late because you were texting your friends while driving and crashed your car. Good idea. A nice hot cup of coffee. Bad idea. Spilling hot coffee in the car. Distracted driving is one of the leading causes of car crashes. So pay attention and just drive, because distracted driving is never a good idea. A message from WYDOT.
Volleyball on Rustler Radio is brought to you by the Golden Buffalo Fine Jewelry on Main in downtown Riverton. They feature a state-of-the-art jewelry repair shop and custom design. They also turn broken treasures into something new and exciting. Use your old gems and gold to create new pieces of jewelry. They are home of the sterling silver bucking horse and rider necklace. A gift from the Golden Buffalo is an easy stuffed block at the net in downtown Riverton or online at thegoldenbuffalo.com.
Sports on Rustler Radio is brought to you in part by Fremont Therapy Group. They've partnered with Lander and CWC to protect the health of student athletes. For the past 20 years, Fremont Therapy Group has been volunteering their time and resources on the sidelines of Lander sports to help keep student athletes safe and healthy. They also teach classes to help students learn more about the field of athletic training. A proud partner of CWC Athletics is the Fremont Therapy Group, Riverton and Lander. More can be found at FremontTherapyGroup.com or on Facebook at Fremont Therapy Group.
2-1, Northwest leading Central. They won the first 25-19, the second 25-21. Central came back on fire and throttled the Trappers 25-7 in the third game, and now they're getting set for game 4.
That fire got out of control.
It was a big one. Maddock, I'm looking at my sheets here. Maddock, Becking, Dean,
the wordsmith.
Yes. Ruffing. Who else is out there? Warren as well. On the Central side, Kalisha Sims, Maddie May, Courtney Curtis, Shayna Solon, Aubrey Whatcott, and Riley Burmester. Kamiri Robinson going to check in. Coach Gallard went to the switch on the setter to Whatcott there in the late stages of early stages of game 2, and so far Whatcott has been
and some other subbing changes too since the start.
Aubrey will serve. That's an ace.
That's a good idea. Yeah. You can do that. It almost worked off the punt the old ball over the
bounced off the knee of Warren, and then the kick.
The drop kick though is not allowed.
The kick by the Serbian did not climb over the net. 1-0 Central. Back row roughing into the net. So far teams have kind of picked up where they left off.
Yeah, it's interesting because momentum, some say it's only as good as the last point, and other ones say it is huge.
2-0 Central. Whatcott still serving. Graff shanks another one. That's an ace. The freshman out of Clinton, Utah, has
not been there, by the way.
Staked Central to a 3-0 lead. Over the top of the block. Robinson will free ball it back over. Set middle, Warren, touch block. Burmester got a piece of it, but Warren will re-enter the kill category with her 6th.
That one might get that one up the backside of our noggins.
You didn't even flinch though, that was nice. 3-1. Kamiri dives for it. Back row, Maddie May into the net.
Interesting, Gallagher left the court momentarily, now she's back.
Who?
Our head coach.
Oh.
It left the floor momentarily and was
They
back.
said Gallagher, and I was like, who's Gallagher? I'm looking all over. There's a Gallagher.
That watermelon smashing guy.
There's a Gallagher on Sheridan's roster tomorrow that we'll see, but that serve goes out. 4th service error of the night for Northwest. 4-2 is Grace Gregory back in for Central. Burmester to serve. Chavez free balls it over. Watcott to Grace Gregory. Touched by Graff, but didn't matter anyway as she finds the hardwood on the backside. And where is Grace? There she is. 10 kills for Gregory.
Boy, CWC really taking control of the net after really not early on.
And out to a 5-2 lead here. And Burmester puts it into the top of the net.
One of the few things she's done wrong, actually, in this match.
3rd service error of the night for Central. And do service errors come in pairs here? We'll find out. Gina Graff.
I heard a Division I broadcaster saying that the other day, which...
I can't believe he listens to me. Gregory tips it deep. Graff is there. Outside, top of the block. Central got a piece of it. Gregory touched by Tammy Maddock, but Grace will get it to fall, and that is kill number 11. She now is tied with Kalisha Sims for game high at 11 apiece.
Yeah, this Gregory at 5'11". I think she's maybe taller than that.
And she got a pretty good leap on her as well. Nice serve by Robinson. Pinballed around, and then back row Chavez hits the tape, and down it falls. Central point.
Yeah, the passing has kind of disappeared for Northwest.
7-3 Robinson. Back row Graff. Maddock gets the second hit, now roughing over the block. Watcott is there, so they'll go to Kalisha. She'll throw it off the block and tally. 12 kills for Kalisha. The sophomore out of Benson, Utah, the transfer. She has almost been here a year. She got here in January and then now on the court for the Rustlers.
Forced a change, by the way, in the lineup to receive.
Robinson with another great serve and a rocket shot out of bounds by Ruffing. And Central, much like game 2, has blazed out to a 9-3 lead here in game number 4.
And really playing for their tournament life, in all honesty.
Yes, a win here would be huge.
Ooh, I like a double hit there.
With 3 more yet to go. Watcott, back set, Kalisha. Nice dig of the back row by Warren. Right side, past the block was Dean. Gregory a tap, picked up by Becking. Back to Dean to the 10-foot line. Watcott is there. Outside to Kalisha. Dug by Warren in the back row on a long rally. Maddock off to the right side. Aubrey can't get it. And Tammy Maddock with kill number 8.
But most of their kill attempts are not coming at the net very tight. They're just, you know, they're scrambling a lot defensively right now.
Caitlin Costa into the ball game. Serve deep, shanked twice, tapped over by Gregory though as they salvage it. Ruffing, touch block Central, Burmester is there. Back set Kalisha, off the top of the tape is 4 hits, and it's 9-5. Serving still Demery Dean, Nampa, Idaho sophomore for Northwest College. Speaking of Idaho, we haven't talked about Sean Pullman yet, the former coach, as Burmester rockets it over. And then Tammy Maddock sends one off the side of the face of Riley Burmester.
She's kind of laughed about it as it, you know, deflected that way.
And we'll get a timeout on the floor. And I guess now is as good a time as any. Normally when you look at a school's website, you don't see too many past coaches. It's present and on. But they have a site on Northwest College Athletics, and it just says Sean Pullman, former head coach of volleyball.
Well, UCLA does that with John Wooden, by the way.
They might.
They do that. So
and Pullman was kind of the Wooden of Northwest volleyball.
It's weird how it's kind of gone in these different stages. Now it's LCCC that has it.
Right.
It was Northwest before that. Western before that.
Rick Reynolds at Western, and then Sean Pullman at Northwest.
And then before that, we were in the fight for it.
Right.
But Casper College was probably, with Angel Sharman way back then as well,
Pullman now at Lewis and Clark College in Lewiston, Idaho.
Which is interesting. There are two different Lewis and Clark colleges, by the way. There's one in Washington State as well, by the way.
He won 4 regional titles, two national Final Four appearances. His team right now is 13-5, and his assistant coach Elisa Vicky played for Sean Pullman, who is now assisting Bethany Conde, and Bethany actually was an assistant for Sean Pullman a year ago as well. So remiss if we didn't mention Sean Pullman on the broadcast a bit tonight. Kalisha Sims will fire one down.
And there's the point out of the timeout we talked about before.
13 kills for Kalisha.
I think it's huge for CWC to play with confidence, which is something maybe they haven't done a lot of this year, which it looks like they're doing right now.
Free balled over on a roll shot. Whatcott sends it deep corner. Ready for it though, and Maddock will find another open spot in the Central defense for her 10th kill of the night.
And none of them, at least hardly any that I can think of, were straight down. They were all like,
Except the one that hit off of the face of a defender a little while
Riley
ago.
was back there a ways, so. But
you're right, that way I guess forcefully, just not with the trajectory of the traditional front row kill, as Gregory will send that over. It's 10-7 Central, by the way.
I notice Northwest playing without their libero now for some time.
Courtney Curtis has to trace over to grab that one. Coach Conde wanted a lift on it, not called. Near side, Gregory over the top of the block. Back to the outside, Bublich off the block. It's 10-8. Central's passing game right now not as effective as it was when they were building those runs, and right now I think that's what has sent them back into, gets Northwest back into the contest. Carly Connor going to come in for Courtney Curtis along the front row now. And there's an ace by Jess Ruffing.
Just indecision there. I don't think they wanted to let it go. They just weren't sure it was supposed to take it.
10-9 now the score. Central bolted out to a 9-3 lead. Since then it's been 8-1 Northwest.
This is more points than Northwest had in the last game.
Back row by Burmester, dug over and sent by Ruffing. Whatcott sends it backside Connor. Cross court is out. And we're tied at 10 apiece.
It's interesting. We thought maybe when Riley went to the back row that might hurt them at the net, but it really didn't. And she was just digging everything back there, her and Robinson, for a while there. And May, too.
2-1 Northwest. Gregory's dug by Bublich. Back out to Angela. She will be dug by Burmester as that ball rockets off the rafters and sends back over by Robinson. Set middle, Maddock, deep to the right side. She's a wizard at the front row in finding openings.
A wizard, eh?
That's 11 kills, and 8 of them have been skill shots as opposed to power shots.
In radio, we call that a directional signal.
Set to the back row, Kalisha, and it will not be handled in the back row by Demery Dean.
That was kind of like backhanded in the back row.
Kalisha Sims with 14 kills, and we're tied at 11.
I thought May was big, who just came into the contest in that last game for CWC, who was about to serve.
Maddie May serving it up. A couple of Northwest players, and they'll call it double. I thought maybe they could have called
something worse than that, I think.
I would have called the double on the first hit, as 2 of them got a piece of it. Warren and Ruffing got a piece of it, it looked like. Back to a 12-11 Central lead. Maddie May serving out as Warren matrix and bends her way out of the way.
And probably what should have happened a couple points ago, really, on that serve.
12 apiece now in game number 4. And that goes.
They couldn't have played it if they tried.
Wild for a 5th service error of the night on Northwest. Tammy Maddock out. Gina Graff back in. Carly Connor serving with a 1-point Central lead, down, as I mentioned, 2-1. Connor
You know, the lack of service errors has really been big for CWC.
Yeah, just 3 on the night as Burmester blocks Warren. Nice job by Kalisha Sims on a little dink by Bublich.
Boy, and Northwest did not even recover from it.
Back row shot by Ruffing sent long, and it's 14-12.
And they were on the defense really over and a free ball, basically.
Carly Connor again to serve. Nice serve. Warren blocked by Burmester. Warren thought she found an opening, but Burmester got her arm over there and knocked it down.
And I think trying to, soft pedal it was a mistake on her part.
Burmy with her second kill or stuff of the night. 15-12 Central by 3. Bublich outside, blocked but down the front of Solon and Whatcott. Bublich will get the kill, her 4th. And back in comes Kaylee Becking for the Trappers. Whatcott, Solon, down they go. Nice job by Shayna Solon, 3rd kill.
I thought she got ahead of the set a little bit, but she still was able to put it down.
Whatcott with a 3-point lead will serve. Trying to force a 5th and deciding game, as Joel mentioned, playing for their regional tournament lives with 3 games after tonight. Another block by Solon and Sims, but free balled over by Northwest. Back set Kalisha. Graff is there. Going to get it is Ruffing and free balled over by Warren. Whatcott again. Solon off balance, makes a tip at it. Near side cross court, Kalisha's there. Whatcott to Burmester, cross court. Warren digs it up and sent over in 1. Whatcott back to Kalisha. Touched and a kill for Kalisha Sims.
And just look how much closer to the net the kill attempts for CWC are coming than the attempts from Northwest.
Timeout, Trappers down by 4 in game number 4. 2-1. Trappers out in front. A couple of football scores we'll throw out there to you. Lander leading Worland 16-2. That's got to be late stages of the 3rd. Late stages of the 2nd, Douglas 7, Riverton 6 in this ball game. Star Valley cranking it out on Evanston.
That was a
43,
close game not too long ago.
43-21. Green River leads 4th-ranked Cody 13-12.
Well, Jackson has to be the most improved team this year.
As Jackson 3rd-ranked leading Powell 34-13.
Should be a big game in 4A tonight. Isn't Sheridan and East a game? That's your 3rd and 4th ranked teams, I believe.
Yeah, Sheridan 35, East 15 in the 4th
People
quarter.
Forget
of
Sheridan's
that
best player was out when they lost those 2 games, and he was their best player playing both ways. So I think teams that are discounting, or folks that are discounting Sheridan, are making a mistake right now.
Yeah, Sheridan coached by Jeff Mowry, a former 2-time state champion, well, 3-time state champion at Riverton High School. They won 3 in a row, and I think he was a sophomore behind Keith Gantenbein that first year, and then I think helped him out on the next 2. Is that correct?
Yeah, he was the quarterback, I thought, that most seemed like he was actually Don Julian out on the field. How many times did he field that quarterback keeper?
Yeah, well, and then ends up coaching with Don Julian at Sheridan. Burmester is going to block Bublich, but out of bounds, and so out of the timeout, Bublich will get the kill, or 5th.
Odder yet is Jeremy Zabrowski has done some volunteer coaching for Don up at Sheridan.
Jeremy
the Lander outstanding player.
I think he scored every single point in that game,
exactly.
Didn't he, for Lander in the state championship? Kalisha Sims rockets one off of Kaylee Becking for her 16th kill unofficially here tonight. Grace Gregory back in for Maddie May, 18-14.
Took a little trip. Also, you're altered at that time. Went from the song to the phone number there.
Yeah, I was going to say, telling everybody my phone number. As that one by Ruffing goes off the block of Solon, and Ruffing with her 8th kill of the evening. 18-15
what was your
now.
number out of Pavilion? 7? Your phone number?
Yeah, 4 actually. Pick up the phone and ask Sarah to patch you through. If you remember Andy Griffith and the switchboard operator.
That's a nice recovery.
Demery Dean hammers one.
That's that quick jump we talk about, too. Like she shouldn't be able to get up like she did, but she did.
Quick twitch, muscles flexing as she went back up and knocked it down.
Because the Flying Hawaiian, remember, had to load, but when she loaded, though, she was up there.
John DeMarinis, you're speaking of. Back row, Burmester, dug by Graff, 18-16. Maddock powers through the block and tallies her 12th kill of
that
the
one was
night.
that one was up the middle, right over second base. That was the baseball score. You haven't done that update.
I don't care.
Like the lower price mercenaries, eh?
Yeah, we'll effort that for you. Kalisha dug by Becky and then sent into the net, and it's 19-17. Brewers leading 5-2, bottom of the fifth in the
Brewers playing for their life too, aren't they?
Yeah, down 2 games to 3 games. Kamiri Robinson serving.
That was defensive.
Indecision made a play. Sent back over and won by Central. Back set over the block. Watcott is there. Kamiri Robinson to Kalisha Sims, and she'll down another one. Unofficially, I have Kalisha for 17 kills. And that was after kind of taking a break in the middle of game 2 and letting Burmester and Gregory kind of take over the load. That ball goes out by Kamiri Robinson. 4th service error of the night for Central. And it's 20-18, late stages of game 4. Crowd into this one here, a good crowd on hand on a Friday night.
And getting a good match.
Carly Connor touched by Graff, 21-18.
Boy, that was a mistake. Or then again, maybe she just couldn't get out of the way in time.
Well, she stuck her arm out to kind of chicken wing it, and then thought, why am I doing that as it happened?
The arm didn't cooperate with the mind.
Conde redirecting traffic so as to not get an illegal rotation on her team. Maddock blocks. Carly Connor stuffing Maddock that time. First one by Carly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks on the night for Central after having only 2 through 2.5 games. 22-18, Central by 4. They need 3 to push a game 5. Sent deep. Middle. Carly Connor, another kill. Central trying to push Northwest to 5. Northwest, by the way, sitting 3rd in the conference at 5-3. 23-18. Sent deep. Burmester is there, though.
Right play, because that was going to stay in bounds.
Gregory blocked. Watcott picks it up. Back out to Grace. Crosses. Bublich is there. Back out. Actually, it's not Bublich, excuse me. It's Matsuka. And a touch into the net by Central.
And Matsuka hadn't played for a while, had she?
No, she had not. And now Bublich will come back in. So I've been calling Bublich Matsuka, vice versa. Apologize for that. And a timeout, Central. 23-19, Central trying to force a game number 5. As we take a break, we come back to Rustler Volleyball after this timeout on 88.1.
Sponsorship of Rustler Volleyball on 88.1 comes from Denver Air Connection, offering daily flights from Riverton Regional Airport to Sheridan and on to Denver International in a 30-passenger jet. The flight features in-cabin service and TSA check-in is included at Riverton. Earn points and rewards with the Jump On Board program. Reservations and more information can be found at denverairconnection.com.
(23-19) Central out in front of game 4. Down 2 games to 1. A new recruit being recognized in the crowd for Central by our athletic director and PA announcer Steve Barlow. Central lost the first 2, 25-19 and 25-21. Then came back on fire with a 25-7 win in game 3, and now trying to hang on and force a game 5 up by 4 with 2 points left to go. Gregory, 1 point left to go.
Oh, I
thought that she actually played that, but the second and third hit might not have been there anyway. But I think Coach Conde was thinking the same thing. I thought she thought Warren dug that ball up. Fans on their feet at Rustler Gym. Game point in game number 4. Bublich roll shot. Nice dig by Burmester. Robinson will free ball it over. Warren to Dean. Touched over by Maddock.
She was very close to getting the net there. She was going sideways with it.
13 for Maddock, and it's a 4-point lead Central. Still game point. Maddock sends it cross corner. Burmester back out to Riley. Kill off the ceiling is out, and Central has forced a 5th. 11 kills for Riley Burmester. Captains will meet at midcourt, and a 5th and deciding game is coming up from Central Wyoming College.
You know, normally the cumulative score doesn't really make much sense, but here CWC has outscored them by a score of 90-77, and you know, and you're tied 2-2 going into that the game where you can't afford mistakes of to 15.
Yeah, it's a race to 15,
and every point is amplified, as I put it.
Game number 5 coming up after this timeout. You're tuned to Rustler Volleyball on Rustler Media.
Football players without shoulder pads and helmets are like you in a vehicle without your seatbelt. I'm Craig Bull, coach of the Wyoming Cowboys. Safety equipment is important on the football field as well as every time you climb behind the wheel of your vehicle. Safety equipment helps prevent serious injuries in football. The big hits delivered on you during a crash will be minimized when you wear your seatbelt. We want you to be safe. Buckle up for your family, every trip, every time, and go Pokes. This message is from the Wyoming Seatbelt Coalition.
College is hard enough without trying to figure out how to get there. WRTA Bus Lines has partnered with CWC to get you to and from class on time and for free. Simply show your CWC ID and get on or off the bus at the college. And now, they have arranged for pickup from the CWC Lander Center at 6:50 or 9:50 a.m. Monday through Friday. They'll also drop off at the Lander Center in the afternoon and evening from Riverton. Check out the bus schedule at WRTABuslines.com.
Rustler Men's Basketball presents a camp on November 3rd and 10th for boys and girls, kindergarten through 8th grade. Visit ourrecreation.com for more information.
Rustler Sports on the Radio comes from the restaurants of the Wind River Hotel and Casino. Dining is available no matter time of day or week. The Red Willow is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The Buffalo features 4 different choices Thursday through Sunday from noon to 9 p.m. And the Genicoo Cafe is open 24/7. The restaurants of the Wind River Hotel and Casino, located 1 mile south of Riverton on Highway 789.
Gales Carpet One Riverton is a proud supporter of our community and Rustler Radio. Gales offers beautiful, made affordable, offering cabinets and countertops for the kitchen as well as tiled walk-in showers. They also feature hardwood flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and carpet. They offer lots of products for the do-it-yourselfer, located in downtown Riverton, on Facebook, or at galescarpet1riverton.com.
We head to game number 5. It's a final at Bill Bush Memorial Stadium in Tigertown. Lander will go in as the 3 seed to the playoffs. Tigers take down Worland tonight 23-9, so Lander will go as the 3 seed.
Nice job by John Scott this year.
Yeah, a good turnaround. Worland is the 4 seed. Still no update from Douglas Riverton. Last we heard, Douglas up 7-6 in that ball game. That one has got to be, I would think, in the 3rd quarter now, but no update on that as of yet. Northwest won the first 2 games. Central won the last 2 games. And now we're on to the 5th and deciding game. Central will be, if you're watching, well, everybody else, to us it's Central on the right, but to everybody else, cameras and Jim and Radio Land, Central's on your left side in white, Northwest on the other side in red.
Land? The folks watching in Radio Land too, you think?
Saw it on the radio.
I remember they were interviewing President Gerald Ford at an All-Star game, and he said, yep, I watch a lot of games on the radio.
See what I'm saying? Thanks to those of you watching on the World Wide Web on RustlerAthletics.com as we're underway. Race to 15. Outside, Bublich tallies the kill as she rockets that one off of Aubrey Whatcott.
I think another thing that's important in a game to 15 is you cannot afford service errors, because, I mean, make a play at least. And that goes for both teams.
Short serve. Another kill on the outside, this time by Matsuka.
Well, they got CWC forced to scramble on the first 2 points.
2-0 Northwest.
That second last serve just barely made it over the net.
Bublich serving. Again, friends of our Tamara Lukic since 7th grade, maybe even before, but they did play together in 7th grade. Kalisha Sims tallies from the middle, her 18th kill of the night.
And a point they needed, because a 3-0 lead in the game to 15 is so different than a 3-0 lead in the game to 25.
Riley Burmester serving down by 1. Graff shanks it a bit. Back row free ball by Graff. Central on the attack. Robinson, Whatcott, middle. Grace Gregory off a block, and we are tied. 13 kills for Grace Gregory. And we're knotted at 2 apiece.
And honestly, CWC has been the better team here tonight.
Playing, as that hits the top of the tape, I think one of, if not the best volleyball of the season, as Warren sends that one long and out of bounds. And Central, with a quick 3-0 run, is up 3-2.
The thing is, we've not had a chance to see him a lot as part of it.
That is true.
I think it is the best I've seen him play.
Burmester serving. Graff shanks that one off. Back row, Dean over the block. Whatcott is there. Second hit by Robinson. Kalisha winds up and powers it, and touching the net was Warren, and that's 4-2 Central. And Kalisha got knocked to the ground in the celebration. Graff. Back outside, ball just gets over. It's going to touch the net, and coming back this way, Central can't get it back over, and it's 4-3.
But nothing the matter with that effort there.
No, certainly not. Hustling all over the place, and it's 4-3 now. Graff received by Robinson. Back set Kalisha. That one's just outside in front of the line judge, and we're tied at 4s.
So now you're basically, it's a game to 11.
Dead even at 4 apiece. Service error by Graff is the 6th service error of the night by Northwest College.
And none bigger than that one.
Carly Connor back into the front row for Shayna Solon. Serving, Central's leading acer, Kamiri Robinson. Tough serve. Shanked a bit by Bublich.
Think how many times you've had to say shank, you know, on their service return.
Bublich roll shot. Connor, nice dig by Warren in the back row. Free ball coming up by Ruffing. Back set, Kalisha away from the net. She'll pound a second one down as they brought it back over, and Kalisha hammers it down.
That was a great reload on her part.
19 kills, Kalisha Sims. And in the short history of me doing my own stats, this is by far the most kills. I only have up to 23 on my stat sheet printed out, and she's used all of them but 4. Tapped over, nice dig by Robinson. Outside Kalisha, add another one.
You know, Robinson makes that a point, though. If she doesn't get that dig, it doesn't a point.
20 kills unofficially by Kalisha Sims tonight.
Change sides at 8, or at least they should. I saw one where they didn't here.
7-4 Central. Robinson at the overpass. Dunked by Connor. They're going to call a back row attack on the setter, and now they'll switch at 8-4. 8-4 Central at the break of game number 5. Play into 15, and they'll switch sides. Kamiri Robinson. Eastern has 3 games left. And I guess, Central still has 3 games left, 2 of them at home that you're not saying, okay, 1 is going to get you in, but 1's going to go a lot further than not.
I think we need to see what happens here before we go any farther.
Felicia battling that ball near the table. Yeah, I would have to concur with that, as that one makes it 8-5. Take care of the matter at hand. Serving is Demery Dean.
Have we ever had this many balls come in our lap here as we have today?
Blocked by Maddox, sent over by Gregory. Warren is there. Back outside, blocked by Burmester, but it's into the antenna first. Actually, it's Grace Gregory that was over there, and they'll call it in the antenna, out of bounds. Central Point, they lead 9-5. Kalisha Sims getting the serve call from Coach Gallard, sending it over. Bublich sends it to the back row. It's going to be free balled, and it has to be a wild angle to get over. At the net, blocked down by Aubrey Whatcott. Nice play by Aubrey.
But the passing game has just deserted, I think, Northwest in this contest.
Timeout, Trappers, 10-5. Rustlers out in front. Boy, Northwest came out, won the first 2 at 25-19 and 21. And then Central flipped the switch.
And really didn't play that badly in the second game. The first game, it was Northwest's game.
Blasted them 25-7 in game 4, and then in game 3, then won game 4, and now here we are in the 5th and decider with a 10-5 Rustler advantage. Baseball.
And you've got that 5-5 thing going, 5 to win it, and you got a 5-point lead.
5-2 Brewers leading the Dodgers, top of the 6th inning in that ball game. Lander has beaten Worland 23-9 in high school football tonight. Douglas now leading Riverton 20-6 in the 3rd quarter as the Wolverines trying to stay off the Ophir slide.
Had one of those not too many years ago. We did their games, I think, that last Ophir season, didn't we?
Central with both timeouts, 1 timeout for Northwest. Back set, and Matsuka puts it into the net. It's 11-5.
Got just too many mistakes by Northwest, and CWC playing well.
Sims serving, back set again, Matsuka, she'll get touched. Burmester brings it up, poked over by Sims. How about that?
Great hustle play.
Maddox blocked by Gregory. She tried to go to that well one, maybe too many times, that she's done a lot tonight. Gregory blocks that one, her 2nd block of the night.
You know, wait till Eastern sees the score, too. It changes their games.
Yes.
Tremendously.
Over the top. Good attempt on a dig by Kamiri Robinson.
She's had a nice match.
But give the kill to the other side, to the Trappers. 12-6, serving Matsuka. Aubrey Whatcott brings it up, and into the net goes Carly. Kalisha was going to slam that from the back row, and I think Carly knew that she was coming and kind of altered it a little bit. 12-7, and Darshea Gallard wants a timeout.
We've come too far to make a mistake, I think is what she's calling that timeout for.
Trying for their 2nd Region 9 win of the season. And for them would be a big one that would potentially put them back in to the regional playoffs.
I think it would also be their first win against a team with a winning record, too. And I think that's got to be a plus there. I think, what was it? Rangeley, Colorado has not had a good year.
Dawson Community College
has not had a good year either.
And Eastern, which we know is 3-21.
Yeah, so I think that's another thing. Your first win over a quality opponent, if they can hold on here. And they should.
Yeah, 3 to go with a 5-point lead at 12-7 here in game 5 from Central Wyoming College in Riverton. It is 9 o'clock at KCWC FM Riverton. John Gabrielson, Joel Kindle with you. That serve is out.
But a lot of mistakes by Northwest in this 5th game.
7th service error, 13-7. Maddie May to serve. Douglas now leading 28-6, thanks to the text messaging devices. 28-6 Douglas now in that ball game.
And I don't think Riverton has the offense really to do much about that.
Unfortunately, I think you're correct in that one. Cody has overtaken Green River and won it. Cody won 24-20.
Green River, a team that I think would have qualified had they been on the other side of the state.
Right, now they are eliminated. Cody will go in as the number 3 seed from the West. Jackson handled Powell tonight 34-13.
Jackson won one game last year, didn't they?
I don't recall.
I think they're the most improved team.
Star Valley pounded Evanston 50-21. Evanston will go in as the 4 seed from the West now.
Guess where they go?
Your nice trip from Evanston to Torrington.
Yes. You go from Utah to Nebraska, basically.
I kind of would use that when Cokeville would go to Southeast, basically.
Well, for 3 years in a row in the playoffs, at some point, it was Torrington having to go to Star Valley. You know,
and
that was even
Wheatland
worse
as well, which Torrington's farther than Wheatland. So back to play. Burmester, tally. It is match point Rustlers. 14-7. 2/3 of the gym on their feet. As Maddie May with a serve. Leading 14-7, Maddock finds the campfire again. 14 kills in front of her home crowd, the Shoshone product, Tammy Maddock. And now she will serve. She has played a tremendous game here tonight. 14-8, Robinson. Back set Connor, stuff block. They'll call Carly in the net anyway. She got blocked pretty hard.
I think her kill attempt was on the other side of the net as well.
14-9 now. Maddock still serving, down by 5. Burmester, Whatcott back to Burmy. That one is in, and this one is over.
I would suggest they might want to make it a pink game tomorrow.
Leave the decorations up. I'll wear the same shirt.
Oh.
Central victorious. They lost the first 2. They win the next 3.
And typically that just doesn't happen where you lose the first 2, especially to a team that has a better record and come back and then defeat them.
Especially when, and I hate to say it like this, but when your MO has not been
exactly. I mean,
to do that.
Yeah, you're sugarcoating nothing. That is true.
Central will go to 4-17 on the year. More importantly, 2-7 in Region 9 play. And Eastern had the night off tonight.
And Eastern has to have a win somewhere now, too.
Eastern now 1-8.
And if they know this game is on live, perhaps Eastern has been watching it, in fact.
Very well, it could be the fact, as Central has won it. They lose the first, they win the next 3. Coach Russ Holgate meets Coach Darshea Gallard, the golf coach, giving her a handshake on a much-deserved W here tonight. 15-9 in the 5th and decider for Central. It is 9 o'clock at KCWC FM. Riverton will return with your Buckle Up for Life Wyoming postgame show after this timeout. You've been watching Rustler Volleyball on Rustler Media.